Have you ever considered the depths of disappointment that can come from doing what is right, yet not seeing the results you expected? This is the story of Jonah, a prophet who struggled with his divine mission and the surprising outcome it led to. In the book of Jonah, we learn about his prophecy of destruction upon the city of Nineveh. The people, fearing the wrath of God, repented and turned from their wicked ways. A spectacular sight indeed, but for Jonah, this was a bitter pill to swallow. His words of impending doom turned out to be empty threats, leaving him questioning his credibility. How can a prophet maintain his dignity when his predictions do not come to pass? Jonah's disappointment ran so deep that he wished for death, rather than living with the knowledge that his enemies escaped punishment and that he had displeased God. He was unable to let go of his pride, unlike prophets such as Isaiah, who walked barefoot and naked for God's message, or Hosea, who married a prostitute for the same reason. Jonah's struggle was not just with his mission, but with himself. He was living for his pride and prejudice, not for God. Despite his outward display of obedience and service to God, he was serving his own ego above all else. This attitude is not uncommon in the world of religion. People often wear a cloak of faith, while their true nature is revealed only when they are alone with their thoughts and before God. Some may view religion as hypocritical, seeing only the polished exterior and manipulative tactics used by some to further their own interests. But this is not the whole picture. Judgments based on a limited perspective can be flawed, and holding everyone to an idealized moral standard can be a form of moral exploitation. One common misconception is that if you are self-centered, you cannot be a Christian. This is not entirely true. The Bible teaches us not to only look out for our own interests, but also the interests of others. It is a call for balance, not self-denial. God understood Jonah's feelings. However, instead of responding with anger, he asked Jonah, "Do you have a right to be angry?" God explained that he could not ignore the over 120,000 people in Nineveh who cannot tell their right hand from their left, and the many animals in the city. The story of Jonah teaches us about God's mercy and grace. He is patient, not quick to anger, and abounding in love. He would rather reason with us than use force. Jonah's story ends with his silence. Perhaps he realized that God was right all along, or maybe he questioned whether repentance could truly erase past wrongs. Historically, Nineveh was destroyed in 612 BC by the Medes and Babylonians. They opened the city's floodgates, and the city was washed away. The book of Jonah reveals the struggle between human pride and divine mercy. It teaches us about the pitfalls of self-centeredness and the importance of balance in our lives. Above all, it shows that God's ways are not our ways, and his thoughts are not our thoughts. And that is a lesson worth pondering.